And I think that's what some people say, you make your own luck.
The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah. In high school, we used to build models. I went to the hobby store and I saw the monogram model, the first one of the A-10. I went, what the heck is this? And just pulled it out of there, and it's the A-10. It's just the most, the most badass looking plane you can imagine. With the other planes have the guns somewhere inside, and this one's got it sticking out of the front. And I built the model and found out everything I could about the airplane. I was just kind of fascinated with it ever since.
So it's what you wanted to fly since day one.
It really was. The thing that was so cool about combat is it pulls together and you get the mission done.
Great contact! We are in on the south.
A-10 saving the day again, baby.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel, the highest time A-10 pilot probably that will ever be, I would say at this point.
Well,
7,500 hours in the hog. DFC recipient, so Distinguished Flying Cross, Bronze Star, 18 air medals, 11 aerial achievement medals, 13 combat deployments from Desert Storm, Southern Watch, OIF, OEF. Really, your combat experience started in 1990 all the way to your last deployment in 2020. So you've kind of got an insight into I'd say the entire, history of our adventures in the Middle East.
I had a clear goal. It was to fly until they wouldn't let me fly anymore,
You certainly did that.
Certainly my most memorable day of Desert Storm was 25th of February. Fish and I were flying together again. We're rolling into this area going, holy cow, there's a bunch of tanks down here. This is going to be good. And we immediately just went to work. We had 7 Maverick hits, and then we started strafing the additional tanks. That's a great day. So we went back inside, took off our stuff, and then immediately they're like, get back in the airplane, we got more tasking. And we're like, all right, here we go. We got in there. The Iraqis had set all of the oil wells on fire. I've described it as just kind of this apocalyptic look.
Like literal hell.
And we start strafing this line of tanks, and I realized that what I'm thinking is the whole tank is just the turret.
Damn.
So I'm a lot closer, and instead of doing the smart thing at the time, which would have been to pull off and reattack, I'm like, hammer down,
spike it in.
And I spiked that Maverick in, and the motor was still going, and I came off, and right about here in the pull off, I just feel the whole.
Damn.
That was close. And once again, it was more armor. So we emptied our Mavericks, strafed, and it was another 7 that we got burning. And so I remember whoever's on the radio, we were like, we're 0, 0, 0 again, and they were like, you guys are zeroed again? How many times is it today? And what have you guys been doing? We got 23 tanks and this and this. And they were like, say that again?
First Lieutenant Karl Marx is from Kansas City, Kansas. He and another pilot destroyed a record 23 Iraqi tanks in one day.
When did you start to think like, hey, maybe this strategy is not working?
Oh, we thought that all the time.
The parallels to Vietnam,
yeah, they're
Afghanistan
unmistakable. They're unmistakable.
So
I mean, you want to not have parallels. Some of the imagery, even as we evacuated Kabul at the end with the helicopters, and yeah.
This is what the whole reason I want to do this is so future generations can not make the same effing mistake over and over and over again.
I definitely told the guys that in the A-10 that the gun is never a bad weaponry choice, and if you have the opportunity, hold the trigger down till you see the red mist. So.